and welcome to Explore Ballona. I'm Carolyn with Friends of Ballona Wetlands, and I want to welcome you to Summit to Sea, a series where we explore how water flows from the tops of mountains all the way to the ocean. As we continue looking at water habitats, in this video, we're going to focus on freshwater marshes, a subcategory of what we know as wetlands. A wetland is an area of land that is saturated with water. Saturated means full of water. Basically, it's where some pretty soggy soil meets the land. It can be freshwater or saltwater, but it does have to be wet at least part of the time. There are many different types of wetlands, including estuaries, mudflats, ponds, swamps, lagoons, and marshes. Near Ballona Wetlands, we have two main types, a freshwater marsh and a saltwater marsh. Today, we have a rare opportunity to explore Ballona Freshwater Marsh with an expert and in a boat.
Hi, my name is Nessa, and I'm the manager of scientific programs for Friends of Ballona Wetlands. We're here at the Ballona Freshwater Marsh where I do a lot of bird surveys, and I'm really glad you're here with me today so that we can go and explore. Years ago, the Ballona Wetlands were much bigger, about 2,000 acres, which is the size of 4 Disneylands. Over time, the wetlands began to be filled in, and they disappeared to become homes, businesses, farms, and Marina del Rey. This area was a lima bean field. But in 2003, some restoration began, and the Ballona Freshwater Wetlands were created. They're 51 acres of thriving wetlands that are home for wildlife. Half of it is a stream corridor that leads into this wetland, which is permanently flooded all year round, making sure that there's a water source for wildlife in the area all throughout the year. Now, there are 250 different species of birds that have been seen since the restoration began. That's more than 5 times the number that were seen before, when this area was just a lima bean field. One of the common species found at the freshwater marsh is the American coot. Easily recognizable with its black body and white bill, it is at home in the water and on land. We are getting closer to an American coot nest. They build their nests floating on the water out of dried tule and cattails. You can see the adult moving back there. They do get territorial, so we won't spend too much time here. But you can see that there are some eggs in the nest. These are baby coots. They look like little black puffballs with orange heads. The orange heads actually remind the adult coots to feed them. Mostly vegetarian, so they're eating the little floating vegetation bits on the top of the water there. Munch, munch, munch. Now here is a juvenile, or what would we consider a teenage type of coot. It's over here with an adult. They stay with their parents for 30 to 60 days before they are officially able to live on their own. Now we're looking at a bunch of floating vegetation. It's a mixture of algae and duckweed, which ducks love to eat. Tule. The Tongva gabrielino use the tule to build their keys. Resting quietly on the tule are some juvenile tree swallows. They were recently born here at the Ballona Freshwater Marsh in either a natural cavity or more likely the tree swallow boxes nearby that we have placed in the Ballona Wetlands for them. Their blue and white parents work tirelessly to swoop over the water, catching insects for their babies and themselves. Wetlands are really important. They serve as a migratory stopover site for a lot of different kinds of birds. Some birds come here specifically to breed, like the yellow warbler that we're listening to back on this island. Other birds migrate through the wetlands, stopping here just to have a snack or a rest on their way south or on their way north. Wetlands also store water during heavy rains and act as natural water filters. Before humans built water treatment plants to clean water, nature actually used wetlands to do it. Plants and small organisms absorb excess nutrients from the water when it flows in with the rains and cleans the water for us. California least terns are a federally endangered species. They nest on the beaches, using the sand to hide their eggs. They're endangered because a lot of people like to hang out on the beaches, and so they're running out of space to put their nests. Here in the freshwater marsh, the California least terns are soaring over the water, looking for something tasty to eat, and they dive down and make a big splash and catch it. The male red-winged blackbirds have bright red and sometimes an additional yellow spot on their shoulders. They can be very talkative. Females, like many bird species, are a brown color, but when you see a male fly towards you, it's quite a bright display. Another color that is fun to see at the marsh during breeding season is the male ruddy duck. Their sky blue bill helps them attract a mate and is part of their courtship behavior. As you can see, wetlands are an important place for a variety of animals, especially birds. Not only for birds that live here all year round, but also those that are migrating through. Wetlands are also a natural water filter, helping to keep our water clean. I hope you've enjoyed your tour of the Ballona Freshwater Marsh.
Wow, what an amazing way to explore the freshwater marsh. Thank you, Nessa, for sharing your expertise with us. If you want to continue to learn about other habitats of the Ballona Creek watershed, you can check out our other videos in this Summit to Sea series.